So, oh, wow. Now, every time I have to venture outside for work or whatever, it's just like a moment where, at this point, almost enjoy, just for the sole purpose that it validates me and put things in perspective to another level. I know there'll be a time when I'll never be able to do this. I like to say that's why I make so many videos, targeting video, and I don't even care about me. Who these things they like to say. Like they tell me I'm gonna be killed, and they're not gonna know who I am. I'm gonna be a John Doe. I'm like, listen, I don't care. I don't care about this. First of all, look at how much life I took away from you, and you're just a nothing. Please understand, I don't see these people as people responsible for what's happening to me. So let me just reintroduce myself. Um, I'm what you call a TI. I'm a target individual. And what's a target individual is a human subject in this program the government is running where they are experimenting, not even experimenting, developing this technology using human beings. And this technology is extremely sophisticated. This technology obviously is not coming from civilian or crime of like organization of criminals. Or it's obviously coming from the Department of Defense, and these entities in this intelligence community have been running this program to continuously improve this technology. Now, to implement some of these tactics that are so disturbing, they utilize these bottom feeders, this trash, these people, and it's so pathetic. And these people have to do so much nasty things. I mean, the way you see these perps becoming retarded in order to make you accept, because there's a lot of what you call gaslighting. It's funny somebody say, "Oh, gaslight this person." They do these things where they think if they act accordingly, you're gonna start accepting what you're experiencing as if it's happening naturally, and try to make sense of things that are obviously nonsensical, manipulative, and falsified. And you have this trash from all sorts try to create this different type of psyops, facades, and create this BS reality they put together, a distorted reality that are just so unbelievably distorted. And these technologies that they implement on us, at least target individuals, and I know this different type of target. So this target, we're all subjects, but not all of us get this level of sophistication when it comes to technology applied onto us. Some of us just get a gang stalked, and they just make sure your life is just tormenting, but with no like extreme sophistication of technology applied onto you in regard of manipulations. But it's still rough. The initial states I experienced a lot of gang stalking, a lot of things that just made you feel uncomfortable wherever you went, just to the point where you just didn't want to go out because you just knew something was going on, but you didn't know what. But as who I was as a person, in regard of manipulations, didn't happen. But on August 19, 2019, things changed. I experienced what you call V2K in the target community, but not just V2K, because V2K is when you can start hearing people talking to you via this technology that can just project voices onto your head. And it's actually something that's been around for a long time. I just realized how clueless I was in regard of like how sophisticated some of this technology that's out there. And because of course I'm not the kind of person that will search around like the latest technology in the military. I will never do that. And not only I got that, but then my brain started changing in regard to how I experience things. And that happened on August 19, 2019. Since that day, I've been tormented with this disturbing manipulation they make me have, which they call mapped it, where they get you to get these disturbing stimulations, reaction, and thoughts, and even memory manipulated in these disgusting ways that is very pedophilia-centric. That's the things they do. And, but at the same time, you get this like psyop of people who try to present like, no, we're this and that and that. And at the end, you're just like, well, this makes no sense. It's like there's no way that just some random group of people, like you understand that this is governmental in some sense, because there is too much money spent on just one individual to be like, oh no, we're just this, like it's just like too much. There's some governmental entities involved in this. because you don't know, no private entity can afford this level of just spend and sophistications, and it's just like there is no way. Then you find out about target individuals. Then you do some more homework, and you find out all the different things that you've been experiencing has been experienced by others. And I'm not talking about just the gang stalking, but I'm also talking about the manipulations, the memory manipulation, the pedophilia type of torture. Literally somebody saying, I'm experiencing this pedophilia type of torture. Then literally say people around me are making noise campaign. This is, oh, noise campaign, that's what it is. Then literally you hear people saying they forced me to experience sexual stimulation that's aimed toward child, like things like that. And you find out all through like that, all of that, and you realize, I know what I am. I'm a human subject. And I'm a human subject, and I'm a human subject that is being used to develop this technology that is extremely machine learning. Now, you find things that so much of what you experience at this point now is orchestrated. Matter of fact, it's funny as somebody like they made me see something. I know what I am in regard in this program. They made me say that because earlier on I saw this thing that I thought it was written this way, but it wasn't written that way. They made me see it this way, and they can make me experience things or even say things knowing that they can influence me to react in so many ways. But it's normal in regard of like this is the everyday things. When it comes to them influencing me, as long as not the influences that are just disturbing, I'm okay. If they make me say something that makes sense to say, I'll say it. But these people have so much. So the technology is super sophisticated, but the individuals themselves perhaps are not sophisticated. So you understand that this, what you experience, is controlled by entities that are very developed in regard to finances, resources, and technology. And you understand that your brain is perhaps hooked to some kind of supercomputer that at this point is controlling whatever thoughts and ways of thinking. And then you have these perps, and their job is to aid this technology to make you create this reaction they want you to have. They want you to be anxious. They want you to feel bad. They don't want to feel torturous. They do these things where they try to break you down and break you into accepting this technology. So for me, I've understood things are very repetitive, and it's just, they try sometimes to be creative about things, but things are truly the same things, right? They know I'm going to make this video because all along I was planning for the day, the moment I come here and I make the videos. I'm not the most improvising individual in regard of like I already had when I came here I knew I was going to make a video, so they're like, okay, when he makes the video, let's make him say this thing, so let's make him see something before that. And they try to play because they try to create this mystique about them too. This technology, target individuals, and anybody who's watching this, are those technology, they are extremely sophisticated. It's so easy to see why people would think this is like some kind of magical, not even magical, but just like spiritual thing that the devil, that it's purely technological. And the reason why it's so technological and so advanced and sophisticated is because this thing that's happening to me has been happening to many people for a long time. That's why they got so good. You hear testimonials from people talking about the 80s and before, and so you can only imagine now in 2023 how advanced things are. And so for me, my psyop, the people that try to create this fantasy, oh my gosh, it'll never happen. First of all, I know that I say this is technological, but I do believe in God. I do believe in God, because when I pray, I never pray that release me from this thing. Never that. I pray for specifically just don't let me subscribe and go and get lost in this fantasy they put together, because they create this false persona and they want you to accept this. And also they try to create a false facade of some sort. And I'm like, God, I just pray that, first of all, I don't fall into the retardations of ways of thinking in this person, accept this falsification of reality, but also Let them see themselves for what they are. Because the psyop is trying to play themselves out. We're protecting our children, our youngs, our babies, our girls, our women. Oh my God. For me at least, for example, I've been put in this program by an employer that I would say is extremely conservative. Now, once you put in this program, then it's over. Like, the government, you're now this property of some sort, this subject of some sort for this program. It's not about race. It's not about gender. It's not about age. It's not, they want diversity in regard of samples. Just like any machine learning technology, you want as much of diverse samples so you can get better, so this technology get better and better at doing what it does, which in this case will be tormenting somebody. Now that I'm put this program, the psyops, they have these people who try to play like, no, this is our money. Oh, we're this femme fatale. We're this progressive, just fierce individual protecting the community. Pooh. This trash are involved in a program that does some of the foulest things you can imagine to the most vulnerable people. I was in this office, and I'll make a video about it, and I could hear these people, and they love using this psyop. I was like, I'm a mother, I'm doing that for my children. And there's a group of ladies, for example, and I'll start with them. 3 of them sitting behind me. And they were talking, and they were like, trying to say, you pay for what you did as a kid, you pay. And I'm like, first of all, let me show you what you guys do to women and children. And I look at them. These people are just opportunists, because obviously there are incentives. There are incentives if they're not only financial, there's others. This is a big deal. This is something that, this program just provides so much incentives in so many ways. Not just financial, perhaps, but it's just people not only get this, be involved in program that utilize technology that is just extremely sophisticated. And, somebody would love to be part of that, even though it's at a cost of being involved in a program that's literally experimenting and utilizing human subjects, even children, babies. And some of them are parents, and that's when I get to the point where they're like, oh, my child, I have my little girl, I have my little son, I have my little girls, and something like that, my 8-year-old boy. I'm like, listen to them try to present themselves. We're doing it for our children, protecting our children. Trash, you're a fucking low life. I was listening to the different testimonials of what they do to children, and I was looking at them, it's like, you're fucking trash. If you think I'm gonna let you live your fantasy? You think I'm gonna let you block out this reality? No. And on top of that, what they do to children is one thing, but the way they manipulate people is so disturbing. They have systematically utilized this pedophilia type of torment to break you down. What they try to do is try to make you believe that you're something you're not. They try to destroy your self-image, your notion of self, the perception of who you are. And so they manipulate you 24/7, conditioning you to make you forget who you are and try to make you accept this new personality they've implanted. I think somebody described it as like your sense of self. They try to destroy that, break you down, and they do everything possible to make you accept, and they have to act accordingly to get you to accept. Oh, you see, I feel, oh my gosh, I'll run around and do some noise. Oh, you see that? And try to back and forth. Listen, I'm gonna make videos about this, and I have to, because it's important. I don't know how long I have, but like, I understand we all have purposes in life, and I think that is spiritual, in the sense that these people employ me, and after the fact I was a target individual, so they're now responsible for me being in this program. Regardless of these people employing me or not, horrible things were going to happen to me. They try to create a theatrical reality, a falsified reality, a psyop. But these people actually have zero responsibility in me being in this program and even dying, if that's what is happening to me. because it was gonna happen to me regardless. Because the day I start working from this initial employer, when they put me in this program, that was over. Is at this point, the way I will say what's happening to me is, for example, it's like, and I don't want to be dark, but I'm not fearful of death. While I was being targeted, there's many people who've died. So I was like, first of all, this is one thing we have in common here. We're all gonna die. But it's like they're killing somebody who's already dead. Not to say I was already, but I'm like, I was already, and so they're just killing me in the ways, but I was already dead before even they knew me. And so I can never look at them as like, you're the one of this horrible things happening. No, you just participated. So for that, I can never look at them for like, if I never met any of these people here, bad things, horrible things was going to happen to me one way or another. Maybe it was going to be prolonged, maybe it was not, but bad things were going to happen to me. I was going to live a miserable life because I was put in this program. You didn't change, you couldn't change that. You could make it worse, better, it was done. But I was already gone. And I don't want to prolong a life of constant, I'm not that type. Not to say I'm suicidal, but I'm just saying that it was over. And I was told that before, and I didn't understand. But people, when I was in my first employer looking at me, it's like, oh, you're having your last meal, huh? No, I didn't get these things. Because I didn't know they put me in this program. And that we're talking about 2016, 2017. So I'm like here with these people telling me that's like, oh my gosh. I was being told this. I didn't even understand. Now I get it. It's like, oh, you killed somebody who was being told that was everything. Everything was being like told to me, and they would tell me that it's over. You don't understand. And now that I'm here, like, no, now we're done. It's like, it's been done. Matter of fact, on August 19, 2019, it's like, it's done. Now you're dead. And somebody was laughing, so he doesn't even know he's dead. So when I see these people, I can never look at them as like, oh, they're responsible. But because they're participating in this, I cannot let them escape. So when I listen to a mother, a group of women with children, try to go into we're doing it for this, our kids, for this and that. As I'm saying, they try to manipulate me in these disturbing ways. But we're doing this for our children. We're doing this. I'm like, you're fucking trash. Because you know what they do to children. How old is your child? 8, 9? Oh, okay, listen to what they do. Blinding. Oh, your daughter? How old is your daughter? Okay, listen to what they do. Sexual torture. Children as young as 3 years old. Baby, 3-week-old baby just having problem where they thought that baby was going to die. And they're like, no, remember what you did as a child. Stupid thing. Listen, a child at that age can do, like, stupid things can happen. But of course, you know that. You have children, so you understand that. Maybe even more than me. And so now they try to feed off the disturbing manipulation I experienced. I was trying to listen to something. It was so disturbing, and it was so freaking disturbing. I'm listening to somebody talking about being a target individual, and I'm looking down, and my hand is like this, like on my lips, like that. And I'm listening, whatever, and I'm talking. You see my lips here. I'm talking, and as I'm looking down, I'm like closing my mouth. I look down, and when I see, I'm like, oh no, it's an ad with this like little black little girl reading a book or something like that. And these people can make me feel everything I do just feel disturbing, like stimulations, weird. Like your sense of touch can be like increased. Your sensations, just like you just feel like like the way they can control your body and make you feel reactions and sensations are just so hard to. This technology is extremely sophisticated, and you hear that from other target individuals. They can increase your sense of sensations. So all of a sudden, like I'm feeling, it's like, oh, disgusting, and that's because this little black girl. And they're like, oh, black girl, It's like she's like maybe like a 9-year-old. This is disgusting. And they try to create a black girl. They try to make me think, no, it's you, no. And right now it's like, oh, but maybe she's a little older, but and it's like this disgusting shit. I'll never subscribe to it. And they're like, no, but remember when you were a kid? It's like, listen, I'm not a child. You know how many black little girls of course I could see it, nothing like this is nasty. Matter of fact, on my way here, I saw like somebody who, they're like braids and this little black. I was like, oh, and they tried to make me subscribe. So now black girls. She was like, it'll never be me. I'll never subscribe to these nasty things. It wasn't. And they're like, no, it's you. We mapped it to you when you were a child. And they tried to like. I'm like, do you think I don't know myself? Do you think I don't know who, like, do you think I'm going to ever lose the sense, like, listen, I might never experience myself again. I'll never have my notion of self will never be experienced anymore. I will get, like, maybe a little bit of it, and then the rest will be manipulated, but I'll never be myself again. They will always manipulate me to react in different ways and to think this retardation ways. And you see them, because my employers are so desperate to try to make me accept these things. They are so desperate, and it will never happen. And they go like, oh, you're going to be castrated. It's like, castrate me, but you torture babies. 3-year-old children being tortured sexually. Do you think I'm going to subscribe to these pedophilia things because you tell me I'm going to be castrated? That's not going to happen. I'm just going to be castrated and be manipulated to experience disturbing reactions. And then they try to go back into, but the way they've changed memories, and they try to make me think, but I remember when, before August 19, 2019, I remember walking to the gym, and I knew people were like around me were acting weird. There's like they tried to set me up in one way or another. And I see like this like 13, 14-year-old boy, little black boy, and he was just post-late and just like looking down, and I'm like, hey, they try to set, like, what kind of setup is this? Like they're not gonna try to do something stupid like that. And I'm looking at this kid up and down, like, these people are clowns. I'm looking, and now they give me stimulation to try to change my reaction of the time. I'm looking at him, I was like, okay, what the hell? And as I'm walking away, I see this black woman running back. He's too young for you. And then she runs away. I'm turning around. They're so clown. They are so clownly. It's like, oh, so now you think I'm into, like, young teenage boys? They're delusional. And they give me sensations, dimensions, like, he thought it was a good looking, very good for him. This is trash. They are delusional and give me sensation stimulations. But then they stop that because, like, oh, no, usually it's girls, so girls is real. It's like, trash. Target individual, I will never subscribe to these things. Now, I see that my eyes, my body, everything is going to be, like, I'm going to be tortured to the nth degree because unfortunately, they've been humiliated by reality. Because as this mother talks about her children and whatever, first of all, these entities running this program are filled with pedophiles. These people are ran by entities filled with pedophiles. We know the government is running this program. We know it's not only any type of government, but intelligence community. DOD, DARPA, CIA, all these like top like intelligence community entities. And so I was reading this article that comes out and just hearing the horrible, disturbing pedophilia issues, the patterns of pedophilia. While these people are here manipulating realities as falsified, memories falsified, coming up with different stories and that, repainting in this retarded, in order to disorient me, to torment me, but obviously to try to create a falsified reality. Now, I'm looking at these people, I was like, the most embarrassing thing too is the people who put me in this program sponsor a pedophile, donated money to his campaign. A lot of money. After their allegations. So I'm looking at these people, I'm like, let me listen to the reality. I'm like, look, say his name. Oh, we did this. Like, yeah, I know you didn't do this, but why can't you say his name since you didn't do it? Because you know better. Because there's a reality of things that you know. It's not fair. It's what? It's extremely fair. Because, thank God, this is even more validating for me. You tell me all this horrible things going to happen. I'm going to be castrated. I'm going to be rotten to death. You can't say this name? It's a burn for it. What is this man's name? Let me say it for you. His name is Roy Moore. What can you say? You guys have nothing to do with him. But this is just a warning for whatever universe to let you know that you are the bottom feeders. That even though you're going to see me being tortured and fried and and they try to make me, it's funny, via the V2K, they try to say Roy Moore. Like they don't say it properly. Roy Moore. This name is like, they are so timid to say it. They say it in ways that just, like, in different ways. But you're going to see me dead, tortured. I'm going to be a John Doe. But you can't say the name of this pedophile? You can't say the name of this pedophile. Let me repeat it. Roy Moore. No. Maybe make me, and the VIV2K, they try to say it in a way that, I don't know if they say it, did they say it? Like, my brain can be played with, right? But when I'm in front of them, and like, you see the reality? And on top of that, these entities are filled with pedophiles. And you do the pedophilia type of torture, and you torture children, and there's a lot of women being fried and raped and tormented. And it's global, and there's a lot of American citizens. And come on. How much warnings of do you know in your that these things, I don't care, and the thing is like nothing. It's exactly. I'm telling you, you've warned me of these horrible things that's gonna happen to me. Because you wanted me to start being anxious and scared and nervous and fearful and prescriptive and identify with these pedophilia things. I'm warning you. None of that. I don't want you to be fearful, but I'm telling you, this too much. Target individuals, these people, I mean, the way they can try to play dumb in order to survive, to cope with reality, is just crazy. I was with this man. I don't know if it's true. Like, I don't know if I'm being speculative. Somebody took their life. And who's been around this place for a while. I talked to this man, and it's like, hey, you know some more information about this person? And he's like, yeah, he's been around for just a few years. Finding out he's been there for a long time. And he knew that probably. I don't know how he would not know that he's been longer than what he told me, but like, yeah, really, you don't, like, I'm not sure if is he really just didn't know about him that much? But it's like, this is not a huge company. Like, you would know somebody like that. And you know that he's around. He's been around for a while. So I'm like, no, like, it's like, I think the reason why he tried to downplay how long this person was there is perhaps, I'm not sure, it's because they are trying to kind of block out, like, the things that have been happening since they've been involving themselves in my torture. Because I think that perhaps these people start seeing things happening to them in different ways. And they try to block out this reality that there's a price to pay. It's going to come. One way or another, so you're going to have to, there's a receipt. There's going to be a receipt. Somebody's going to collect this. They're going to, and it's not going to be free. Come up with your different storylines, manipulate your thing. He's never going to subscribe to that. I see a man talking about how, it's disgusting. He was so proud about, listen, this technology, this program can empower people in the sense that they feel like gods because this sophistication is amazing. Basically, when you're a target individual, it's everything you experience will be orchestrated for you to experience. You no longer live life as just a regular person. You no longer, like, life is just not happening to you naturally. Everything you experience has been controlled and orchestrated. And I understand that. And so when these people involve themselves, they look at you knowing that what's going to happen today, tomorrow, till you die. Everything, it seems like they know everything that's going to happen to you. And I think it's because this program just basically at this point control everything you experience. And so once they involve in this program, they can tell you, you're going to eat this meal tomorrow at 3 p.m. and walk around. They don't know what they're going to eat tomorrow at 3 p.m., but they can tell you or next week. Or 2 years from now, if you're going to eat, if you're not going to, you're going to be starving, you're going to be shivering and be freezing. They have no freaking idea what's going to happen to you in 2 years. To them. In 2 years or a year. Or next week. No idea. So you see them walking with confidence. This is a father who's been using his child, because when they were doing these things where they try to create a story with this teenage boy, which kind of ruined the painting they've had before. He was trying to bring up his baby, that he in this picture he has a picture of him and his child, and they always try to use this child, this little girl, to do some disturbing things. And you see this father try to bring up his child so they can do these manipulations of my thoughts in these disturbing ways. Try to be like, oh no, we mapped it to you when you were a kid. What the F? It's pathetic low life. And he's trying to bring that up so they can just like you sad, pathetic. Can you imagine? You want me to think about your child this way? It is so nasty. It's like, no, I held him up. This is like, trash, you do the pedophilia type of torture. Literally, somebody say you manipulate people's thoughts in these pedophilia ways. Literally, others are saying that. Now we mapped it to you when you were a child. Trash, retards, bottom feeders. No wonder there's so many pedos in these agencies. You know, I was going through like the articles. You know, some of the things were so extreme that were saying that this pedophile in this CIA, he was not only like downloading child porn, he did something to a 2-year-old, a 6-year-old, but then he was downloading a lot of child porn, which they try to counter in these different ways. It's stupid. And deliver and share it with other people. But he was using the government Wi-Fi. You understand? He was using it wasn't even, of course it's the device, but he's using the government Wi-Fi to download his child. You know, you understand how careless, like how they don't give a damn. He's like, nothing can happen to him. And nothing actually really happened to him. I think he got fired worse. But nothing. The people who end up being arrested or something is because they leaked some information about some CIA information, not because of that was just probably like secondary. But most importantly, they leaked this information. And by the way, they caught this thing, and it's like, oh my gosh, it seems that only if these people didn't link any of this sensitive information about the CIA or whatever, nothing would have happened to them. Because nothing happened to this person who was downloading child porn on the government Wi-Fi, sharing it with other people, and they would trash us. And they would tell me, we're going to implant child porn. We're strong, we're women, we're dared. Trash. You sold your soul to pedophiles. Now, enjoy this. I don't know. All the incentives, enjoy them. But it's coming at a price. For me, I was like, let me, bring things together, target individual. Do not identify with any of these disturbing manipulations. The whole ecosystem that you're in is going to try to make you be subscriptive to this. I said this a million times before, I can't. Because this is my purpose. If it saves 1%, and not even, when I mean saving, it's just like, I'm not giving you a way to escape this thing. I don't know. I don't even care about escaping it. But I don't want you to go into, like, for me, escaping is not even a thing I think about. Matter of fact, I don't know how would I feel after going through all these things and also then I'm a normal person again? I don't know. I'll be so traumatized that I don't think I could be normal. I've been so tormented that I will not be able to be normal again. So the thought of like, I'll be free is like, I can't even imagine that. With the nastiness I've been experiencing for years, I don't know if that's something I can even imagine. Today, I was in a train. I couldn't even look. So they started bringing little kids around me. I looked away. I was disturbed. I think I saw like, I'm not even sure if it was actually a child, but I saw like the reflection